Everything was destroyed.
There was no warning, no advice, nothing.
When I went out, I saw something that looked like a tsunami.
My father died right under our rubbled house. If only I could have helped him. I thought my family and I would die because the wind and the rain were unbelievably strong.
I'm looking for my wife and I need her.
I want to be strong, but I can't hold back my tears.
When we realized that the water had invaded the house, we only had time to get people out of the house.
There was no time to grab anything, and I lost everything.
And these are just its first attacks. It won't agree on humanitarian corridors. It won't sign a peace agreement. It doesn't need time to regroup. And it won't run out of missiles. With each new attack, the enemy only gets stronger. What can we oppose against this enemy? Can we, humans, survive this war? If meanwhile, instead of carrying out planetary mobilization and creating a united front, we are killing each other.
I don't want to die. I want it all to be over as soon as possible. Suddenly the windows started shaking, and with the second one, everything exploded. They were actually burnt alive.
The second bomb dropped.
We're killing the planet that is our only home. We are investing billions of dollars in pseudoscience and the business of a few. Instead of providing for life to billions, we are being artificially divided. We've been inculcated with hatred for one another, and all for the power of a few over the billions over us. But before the climate, everyone is equal. Everyone will lie in one mass grave unless we rally our strength today and stand united against the common enemy. Yes, it's hard, but we must do so if we want to survive. For we are people. We want to live.
Friends, when I'm watching these scenes, when I see everything what's going on the planet, I'm asking myself this question: where did we do the mistake? When was the moment when we left everything what is good in us? When I saw those people in the cages, I don't get it. I see kids that are without parents. I don't get it. I see how people are dying from hunger and thirst. I don't get it. When we think about it just a little, well, this doesn't concern me because nothing is going on around me. But you know, just one little step and the situation changes. What are we going to do then? How are we going to react? Can we together overcome what every day is getting stronger? How can we face the climate if we are not together? Let's look at a model situation. I hope it doesn't come true, but that we don't unite, but let's Let's look at this. On every continent starts big problems. Where are we going to run? Let's take Europe, for example. Central Europe, after a big catastrophe in Italy, there is Campiflagre volcano, which is active. If there's explosion, where are we going to go? If there is no place to go, we won't have time to run away. That's the first thing. And now another one. There won't be any connection in communications. We won't be able to use mobile phones. How can you call another city? How can you call your friends, your loved ones, family that are not living with you? How can we, what are we going to do in this situation? Where are we going to run? It can come anytime. And those are just model situations that show us when an explosion of a big volcano comes. It is in few hours, in 10 kilometers radius, everything is destroyed. So let's ask this question, how are we prepared on these situations? Are we prepared? If we ask this easy question to our government who are responsible for this, what are they going to say? We are not prepared on something like this. There are organizations in different states that should be prepared like this, but they are not united as well. So how can we do anything in this world? How can we have a solution in anything if we are forced to hate each other, to choose an enemy and just hate him? And now look at the refugee camps. How many million of climate refugees there are? On forum, we saw these camps. That's something terrible. You know, I can understand many things, but I can't understand this. How is it possible that we can do this to our kids? How is this possible? I don't get it. Can you explain me? How is it possible that we hate our own children? Because this, what's going on, that's terrible, that's a catastrophe. And every kid on our planet, they are all our children. We are citizens of one planet. We like food more than children. What we saw on the forum, there are terrible facts of our present day, but we have to know the truth. We have to understand that only the truth can unite people. Because no one from us, I don't believe that anyone wants to live in such a world. I think we have to ask ourselves an easy question. Where did we fall? Did we give power to those inhuman people? Because, well, they are not people anymore. Let's try and answer this question for ourselves. And I repeat what was said on the forum from everyone. The only way out is the model of creative society, where the most valuable thing is life of human being. We can grow trees again, we can build houses again, but we can't get back human life. Human life has to be absolutely the first place, and then everything will be all right. But until we do this, I will get back to the information that was said on the forum, because we don't have time. You know, we don't have time. That is why we are trying to scream to all of you and to tell you, forget on our misunderstandings and let's look what unites us. It's the desire to live like humans, help each other, not be afraid of tomorrow. And look what is happening today. No one knows how expensive we will have things tomorrow, what catastrophe will come on another side of the planet. Again, I will tell, because the forum showed the information about Japan. That's a big catastrophe that is coming, and no one is doing anything. There is 126 million of people. And now, how works consciousness? It's, well, far away. You know, there are 15 there is a big volcano that is connected to Yellowstone. With this collapse, it might come to an inevitable liquidation of everyone, of all of us, and it will be the end. You know, we are not trying to fear you. The information I have from the forum, it's fantastic, because everyone who I talk to, all of them understand that now it is vitally important to inform all people. We need to join all our forces into the first front to inform everyone. If we succeed in informing 8 million of people, if we don't succeed, I will tell you what will happen. We will die, all of us. And I believe none of us wants this. So come together, watch the forum and tell everyone.
Thank you, Dušan. Thank you for all your understandings and for what you have said. It's also actually a very important question. What motivates me to participate? I actually took time and tried to answer, and I understand that it's really multifactorial question. I mean that there are several reasons, and all the situations, all the details are very interconnected. For example, the climate. Yes, we hear something from news, we understand that something is going on maybe in our country. When something happened, we might be warned. But if we really go in details, for example, these floods in Germany, how much people received these warnings, and who was actually responsible for the deaths of people who were not warned? Yes, the politician then discussed that, and it was a very complicated situation, as we get, but people died. Who were responsible for that? When I also saw the cataclysm that happened in the forum from the December 2021 till the very May, there are really millions of people who are died or who've left with nothing, no home, no place to live. Who is responsible for that? In our society, no one. There are money were given by some organizations to another organizations, but did people really get this money? Were they able to renovate their house if they're still alive? And this shows another question why I'm participating, because this distortion of our current format just gives no chance. No one cares about another person. Everyone cares about oneself. That's the hard thing that you can only understand when you are already in this situation. But should we wait until we will really become part of these events that is happening, and someone else will read about us in news? Should we wait until this time when you have nothing to do? Can you just imagine what will happen after really the cataclysm? No network connection, no other resources to warn other people. Even in very developed countries, people were not warned. And they just showed us that we really need to do something with that. We really need one united service that will help other peoples to warn, not only people in one country, but everyone who will be affected. It was always touches me when I see, for example, a weather forecast, like hurricane warnings, and each country just shows the cataclysm in its borders. But people are also living on the other side of this border, or they're not people, or why you don't care about it. If, for example, one country like Germany, it tracks weather very well and has broadcasts. Yeah, of course, maybe there are some exchange between services, I don't know, but it's still not everyone will be warned because maybe of some complicated political situation, etc. But we are people. Every one of us precious. Life of every person is really valuable. And this shows me and gives another answer why I'm participating, because the only chance that we have right now is creative society. It's a format of relationships, just different relationships between people, different values of life that should be written in main laws of all of the countries that accept that. But how politicians can change this, how this change might happen. It was also shown in the forum that it cannot happen only legally and only when everyone will tell their word that we want that. We want this change. We want to live in a peaceful and normal society. And it's in our hands that if you understand the importance of this message, you just need to bring it further. And everything depends only on the people who already understand that and understand this importance and value of what we have talked about in forum. So if you understand, so you can use any means for that, social networks, direct communications with your colleagues, with your friends, even if they don't want to listen to, but you need to understand that you save people's life. By telling this information, you might save millions or even billions of life of persons. When every person on our planet understands the importance of creative society and that this format is the only solution that we have. Thank you.
Здравствуйте.
Greetings. I'm very grateful to the participants who expressed their opinion and their attitude to the topic that were raised during the forum. I must admit that what was shown and told about in the forum, it is not comparable to any information that is given in social media and mass media. You will never find any even part of that truth which was voiced during that forum. Something that we see in social nets nowadays and in the media is that something that is shocking, that is someone's pain, difficult situations and so on. We can just look at it and be sorry for these people inside, but we don't understand that we are in this situation of this pain. We also can find ourselves in this situation. We are not told about that. A local problem is shown and there is nothing more about it. We are not told that there is a way out, and nobody will tell about it. Why? Because those who all the social media belong to, they are not interested in the fact that people know the truth about what is happening and that there is a way out. Why it is not beneficial for them? Because everything, I don't know how to call it, all this scheme which was built artificially, this artificially consumerist format of society, it's an artificial scheme, and our task is to correct this historical mistake. Our people on our planet, they chose this format, and it was imposed to us. And the most important thing that we have, and it also voiced the forum, something that we have, all of us have, people on all continents, all the humanity, we have the will and the power to change this format of society. The point is that any person who has a comfortable conditions in the country where there are no disasters nowadays, they think that it will not touch them because it is not happening in his country. But he doesn't think that tomorrow you will not get any food, some devices which also provide your well-being, which provide your comfort. Because in another country there was a disaster, you may find yourself in the situation when your fridge will not work, your phone, any device, and it will be forever. It will not start working again. You will not be able to buy it, and you will not get those parts which these devices use. And then food will disappear and you will start starving. The most awful thing that nobody will forecast or predict what will be in your country. The climate will not win. It is the most important enemy of ours. It will just come and you will be in front of this fact, and in an instant you will lose your home, or you can even lose your child who went to school in the morning and did not return in the evening because something happened which destroyed the school where he studied. Do you think it will not happen? Then watch this forum and look in the eyes of people who lost their children. Look in the eyes of a man who cannot find his wife in the rubble, and he is alone, he is abandoned, and there is no one to help him. Do you think those people don't want to live in comfort, in happiness? And if you know now that it is possible to change everything, it is possible to correct this historical mistake, to change the format of the society, where not only you are happy, but that another person who is very unhappy now, but he will be happy if now we start to act. If just now we start to speak, then everyone, when we start to speak and tell this everyone that it is possible to change. Just give an example from your own life. When you live in the comfort, but in a second you can just lose everything. Just use this information from the forum and believe. This information is completely truth, and it will not be able, and this information will touch everyone. We are people and we are volunteers. We are from different people, but now we are acting. We participated in the preparation for the forum, and there were interviews with very many people and with very many refugees. And you will be able to see it if you watch this forum. And you will have no doubts that these are true facts. And these are true feelings of people who are sincere, because they are in sorrow and in trouble. They are in a trouble and believe that this may happen with you tomorrow. And in order for this not happen, do not just pass by this trouble and share this information. And participate in the fact that tomorrow you will be sorry for the fact that you didn't use your chance to inform, to believe in yourself, in your power. There are no people who are just interested or engaged. People who participate in this forum, they are simple people who understand that the most important problem in the consumer format of the society, that human life is worth nothing. It is not worth a single ruble, because nowadays everything that is happening nowadays is just the life of people is worth nothing, and we allowed it to happen. But believe, we can change it. This awful, disgusting truth, and we can have this the real situation that the human life is the highest value since the very birth of a person till his death. Not at any age, but when the human life is the highest value from the birth, then our life will have the meaning, because our life is the most important thing that we have on this earth. This is our life, the life of all the humanity. Thank you.
Спасибо, Almira, большое. Действительно.
Thank you, Almira, so much. Yes, indeed. Sorry. Maybe I will be too emotional, but the forum that passed, it was just a couple of days ago, and
посмотрев эту информацию,
after watching this information, I don't know, just 2 days, I have this feeling that yes, we know some fragments, we know some fragmentary causality. We all know that we all feel, each person feels that something is wrong, that we should live somehow different, like people. But I watched this forum, and the picture was uncovered, not some pieces of this puzzle, not some separate casualties, but there is the entire understanding in which world we are living in now. What is the true face of our society, the truth, which this is, and when you look in eyes of this truth, you just lose your speech. You cannot believe. I don't want to admit that this is like that, but when you see this truth, when you see these people, these conditions, you see like it is hidden, like it is all being organized. On the forum, all the mechanism was uncovered, and how it is just profitable for those just few who just use people like a resource for their profits, for their ambitions, and millions of people in this very moment, children are dying, women are violent, under violence, and men do not know how to food their family. And how can we sit and see how when it is all happening? And when I am asked, why do you participate in organizing this forum, in this movement, but how can we indifferently look at what's happening right now? If you do not act right now, if you do not change this format, if you do not speak out that you are not agree with this, you are not agree with the war, with the violence, with hunger, with starvation, you are not agree that people are living like animals, not like people who have feelings, who love their families, their parents. If you do not act right now, you allow this, you support this. And you already know that there is the way out, that we people can unite and change everything. We have all the resources for this. We have all the technologies. We people ourselves know how to organize our people in such a way that we live in love, in understanding, mutual understanding and mutual support. Cannot we understand each other if we live in agreement with each other, in love, in support? Where will be this hatred? It will not be there. We do not speak that, we do not tell that we should conquer with this. We just tell that let's become human beings. Let's become attitude each other like human beings. Just attitude to our closed ones with love, with care, with respect. And this is for me importance of building the creative society, and first of all informing all people that we people will unite and start speaking about what's valued for us, that first is this human life, then we will change this format of society from consumers to the creative one. And that's why from my bottom of my heart I invite everybody, let's inform people about creative society. It's our chance, it's our safety, it's our survival. I am not agree that my children will live in such a world, and they know that the disaster can come in any moment. Doesn't matter where I live. I know that my daughter is there in danger if I not build a creative society. If I am as a mother don't create such a world where there will be in safety, there will be develop their talents. So I am as a mother, I have to build such a society and this creative society, and that's why I invite everybody to watch this forum and to join building the creative society. This is our chance. Thank you.
Greetings. Well, after watching the forum and taking part in it, I realized that nothing has happened in the past 40 years that I actually am able to remember. Dušan was talking about the refugees camp. Nothing has changed in that. The same what happened in Sabra and Shatila in Beirut in 80s is happening right now, 40 years after. We are saying that the life is the most important, and that's in every country like that. Why? Because we are helping the people who need it. Guys, if life would be the most important one, we would never allow such things to happen that give the base for wars or for killing people or something else. It's not like that, oh, now we are helping you, so yes. No, we should try and prevent that these conditions would never occur anywhere. Not in Africa, not in the United States, not in America, not in South America, Australia, Asia, Middle East, Europe. I was talking to one friend of mine, and basically when I asked about the fact that I just said, that we are responsible, every single one of us, and the answer was, well, we cannot control what's happening somewhere else. Yes, but we are passing our responsibility onto someone else, and those people are acting what's profitable for them. So the main reason why I'm participating is that we are not even on a verge. We already took one step forward from that verge. That close we are to total disaster, and we are not intimidating people. If people would look out the window and actually take one and one and add it together, they would really see that what's happening, how it goes one disaster after another, how they are synchronized. They would not be able to sit and watch TV or do, I don't know, just relax. It wouldn't be possible. An argument that, oh, and everybody has to die sometime. Guys, you're telling it just now. The moment when you will be facing death, you will be talking completely differently. So don't lie to yourself that that's a common thing, that somebody is born and someone have to die sometime. So it's absolutely important, as everyone here already said, to inform people, to let them know what is actually happening, but also that we still have a chance. It's still in our hands that we can change our future, but only we. Nobody else. Thank you.
Yes, I also would like to add to Robert's words about the synchronization of cataclysms, and Almira also was talking about the data. I wanted to share how during the preparation to the forum, we gathered data about the cataclysms and the scientific information, scientific knowledge and statistics. And the team who is involved in monitoring of cataclysms and natural disasters all over the world and put it all together into single database, because currently in the world we have not a single portal, not a single platform that would do that. And with every day, there are more and more cataclysms, and right now we don't have enough resources to put it all together. And the team who was analyzing the graphics of statistics, the schemes, and the team who sees how the cataclysms and natural disasters are increasing, and they see the numbers and figures on these graphs, and they see how they are increasing and they grow higher and higher. I understood that the team who does this monitoring, they are not doing well enough, because there are more and more cataclysms, and you don't need to be a scientist to understand how the progression of such cataclysms will end up, with what power and what intensity, because you cannot even imagine right now. And this is happening currently, and most of the people don't know about it. And during the forum, the information was uncovered about why this is happening, because in the scientific world right now, what dominates is the theory of anthropogenic CO2 factor. And at the same time, there are other processes taking place. The temperature data is being falsificated. The data regarding the ice currents are also falsificated. How they show how the cycles were changing throughout the years and the centuries, and also the data about the volcanic eruptions and earthquakes are also being falsificated. And people are not even going deep into these topics. They don't see it because this data is being false-led to people. And after we gathered all this data from different databases, we analyzed the facts and presented it during the forum. Currently, the magnitudes of earthquakes are being changed on purpose. They lower it, and people don't know about it. For example, the earthquake with magnitude 7 happened, but people don't know about it because they see on the internet that was a lower magnitude. And they don't even realize in which danger they are in right now because all this data is being manipulated and falsificated, and the same as all other. The science right now has basically it has been bought by the authorities so that people don't know about it, and they pay to the scientists. They give money to different theories, different like CO2 emissions and stuff like that. And we talked about that during the forum, and about the scale of catastrophes, about disasters, because billions of people are being lied to, and they don't even understand that they are on the verge of the climatic disasters and about basically on the verge of climatic extinction. Billions of people don't know about it because there are just a small group of people who know about it, and they benefit from other people not knowing about it because they bought the scientists and they bought the experts, and they don't basically. That is why the scientists are not involved in basically developing the services, rescue services. They're not involved in creating the true statistics, and due to this, all this is being financed by the people in power, and they put a lot of money into the green energy, which is much worse than the energy that we have right now and use right now, the carbon. And we understand that right now, when we are in such bad conditions, but we will be even in worse conditions. And all these resources right now in the world, they belong to a very small group of people, who has huge corporations that basically pollute our world, even in a huge scale. And in just a few years, our planet will face the 12-year cycle catastrophic disasters that we won't be able to overcome if we stay in this format. And this is only because some small group of people rules everything, and when basically the world is built in such a way that you don't cherish a human life, then we're doomed. And the most important thing is that the mechanisms of basically moving away from the consumerist format of society were shown as well, where to get the finances, how to put it in the legal order, right? And everything was said about the fact that in the creative society there will be no power, because in the normal society, in a decent society, there can be no power. There should be a responsibility. And if every person knows about it, then we will be able to change everything, the order of everything that is happening right now in the world. But for that, we need to actively inform people about the Creative Society project.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for sharing all these understandings. And also what was another point that was important for me, that exactly 1% of the population has in their hands 99% of the wealth of our planet. And it's very important questions because, for example, during the cataclysms or during migrations, you see people who live really in very unhuman conditions. It's really inhumane. Everything that what we saw on the forum, what we know when we look into these facts, when people just live in a very, very cold places, and the organizations, they are telling that, yeah, we provide everything that we can, but really everything. Really, we as a humanity do not have other solutions, and we cannot make real accommodations. And in creative society, each person will have a place to live. Each person will have an accommodation, because there is no such concept as lack of money, lack of resources. There is a concept of value of human life, a concept when every person should live in normal conditions. And I invite our viewers to watch our next video about this topic.
Теперь дома, видеодома.
In our civilized world, hundreds of millions of people are homeless. People live on the streets like stray dogs. And billions of people in the world survive in terrible conditions. This number is increased by dozens of millions of refugees every year. As climatic disasters escalate, the number of people left homeless will grow rapidly. The afflicted people are forgotten by everybody. They continue to live without assistance in harsh, inhumane conditions, months and even years after natural disasters. And how does that apply to me, you might ask? Directly. In cruel conditions of the consumerist format and the growing climate crisis, you have only two choices. Either you stay on the street or those left homeless come into your home. Why are we allowing this to happen if we have modern technology? After all, there are already solutions in place that can expeditiously provide people with housing. At the beginning of the epidemic in Wuhan, China was able to build a hospital having 1,000 beds in just 10 days, using modular construction technology. A few days later, the building of the second hospital was finished. The construction process could be watched live on TV. Earlier, back in the year 2003, a similar hospital for the treatment of SARS was built in Beijing within only 7 days. In India, a building record was broken in 2012 for a seismically stable 10-story building within 48 hours. And in the year 2021, in China, a 10-story house was erected within only 28 hours and 45 minutes. Small, self-contained modular units had been prefabricated at the factory. After the basic structure was assembled, the specialists installed water and electricity in the building. The high-rise building was finished fully furnished. In the portfolio of Chinese developers, there is experience of building a 30-story, 5-star hotel within 15 days and a 57-story skyscraper within 19 days. It's been 4 years now that there's a technology for the production of folding houses. The assembly line produces folding structures of about 35 square meters, and they take only 48 minutes to assemble. Not hours, minutes. The owner only needs to bring a sofa in because plumbing, kitchen furniture, and appliances are already included in the package. The houses are fireproof, frostproof, waterproof, and resistant to hurricane-strength winds. 3D printing technology allows, in just 1 to 2 days, to build houses of different sizes and a number of stories. The houses are affordable and take only a few weeks to be ready for accommodation. In order to print walls, a 3D printer can use the building materials of the area in which it operates. Those include concrete mix, sand, stone, and even volcanic ash. The houses are earthquake resistant. Back in the year 2014, a Chinese company presented houses built with the help of 3D printing technology at a cost of just a little over £3,000 sterling. A year later, it improved the technology and printed a 5-story house. Such technology could provide housing for all people while preserving their lives and health. But in a consumer society, the first question is not how to save your life, but how to make money off that. In the consumerist format of society, you are left alone with your problems. In fact, nobody cares about you. It's time to change from the consumer society to the creative one. In the creative society, the life of each person is important. Human life is its base and foundation. That is why technology is used for the sake of life, but not for the sake of profit. And technology is aimed exclusively at improving the quality of human life. As you can see, the technologies that can provide every person with a home already exist, but the conditions of the consumerist format do not allow their implementation. So, the only thing that can be done is to change the format to a creative one, because the creative society guarantees security for each person and therefore provides people with quality and comfortable housing. Tell everyone about this, and then we will quickly build the creative society.
Teď se prostě nabízí se taková otázka, proč?
We can ask ourselves the question,
Nějakým způsobem
why should we try
všem lidem
to reach all people
informaci o
with this information about forum? Why is it so important
informaci donesli úplně ke všem?
to reach everyone with this information? Let's have a model situation again. I close my eyes, or I look around me, and I see I have everything what I need. Warm water, money in my bank account, my fridge is full of food. Now I close my eyes for 10 seconds. I open my eyes, and nothing from this I don't have anymore. There's no electricity, so the food in the fridge won't be. No water, I can't have any money because all banks are closed. And now I have a question. What am I going to do? I look around and I see my kids. What food am I going to give you? What I'm going to give you to drink? And that's how it is. What will start? I will try to find where I can get food or something. And I find out that everyone is in the same situation. No one has food, no one has water, electricity. And what are we going to do in this situation? How are we going to solve this situation when it's unsolvable anymore? Are we able, are we prepared that this situation will come? If I look around me, what is going on? When I look on the information that is in the mass media, where is it going? To this, what I'm just now talking about. Open and close your eyes and wake up in a horrifying world. And we will die very soon afterwards. You know, friends, also in this video we saw just now, we are able to do anything. We have technologies to have water everywhere, to build houses very quickly, to give food everyone. We can give people everything to be safe. We have everything. But nothing from this we are giving to people, because just a small group of people, they have these technologies. But why? Only because we agree with this. We agree that every 7 seconds a baby dies. We agree that there are children grown for organs. We agree to slavery, to sex abuse. We agree to wars. And that is why what is happening. And that is why it's so important. Why is it a priority to all decent people to share this information, to reach all people? I know we repeated this so many times. On the forum it was told thousands of times, and I will repeat this again. It is the only chance, and it is the last chance that was given to us. It is the last chance to change the destiny, to change the world into something beautiful. Otherwise, I'm now grandfather, freshly. When I look on my grandson, when I look around what is happening on the planet, I couldn't look into his eyes that I didn't do anything. I couldn't look into the eyes of my daughter that I didn't do anything to save us. My conscious, I couldn't. Can you, when you are getting your kids into bed, is it okay for you to leave it as it is? But I believe we are humans. We want to live. All of us want to live. And this forum showed us not only the cruel reality of these days, but it showed so much more. It showed the unity of all people. It showed an unbelievable love. Through this catastrophic information went through to the people and reached people. We don't agree to die. We decided to live because we are people, and that is why we are doing this. That is why it's so important to tell everyone, anyone who I meet on the street, and I don't care what he thinks about me, but I tell him, have you seen the forum? No? Watch it. Everyone has the right to know the truth. That is the only chance. How can we survive? And no one is going to do this instead of us. The catastrophes that are coming, the war we can stop. Those few who did the war, well, we can deal with them. But with climate, we can't. And because we are not shown what catastrophes are going on in the world, and we are not able to record the progress of the catastrophes, like Lisa said. The scientific community is so divided. And what for? The science should serve people. And look what the science is doing. It is killing us right now. No information. No one is informing people about the coming catastrophes. And the day it comes, we couldn't. There was not enough money. And this is what are telling those who think they are safe. But you are not safe. None of us is safe. And if we don't unite, then the guilt goes to all of us, each and every one of us, and we will be responsible for this. If you like it or not, believe this. When we are going to die, we will remember. We can stop this. We have the last chance. So come, let's stop this together. Let's forget to all this nonsense, religion and color of your skin, anything, borders, all these stupid things. Who thought this? Who made this up? We. We did this. We are responsible fully for everything that is going on right now. And our chance is so big to give this information to all people. And this merit that is possible. We need to unite all the scientific potential to find a way out. If we don't unite, if we don't build creative society on the principles there are in the 8 foundations, there is no future for us. And therefore, for our children as well. If you agree with this, well, I don't, and I will do maximum to share this information to everyone. Thank you.
Знаете, мне очень запомнился один момент на форуме. Спасибо.
You know, I remembered one moment from the forum. Thank you, Dušan. One of participants of the Creative Society movement, who just 2 conferences back, he was a person who interviewed eyewitnesses and talked to them, and he was one among those who was in such a comfortable zone, which many of us now find themselves. And not so much time passed, but in the last conference, in the nearest conference, he was already a person who was in those catastrophe. Konstantin, he is the citizen of the Bucha city, and he shared how he faced the question, how feed his family, how to make them safe. And he asked himself, why this happened to me? Why I appeared in such a situation, in that critical situation? He understood that that's why I few informed people about creative society. I didn't build the creative society. And the person who faced the situation, he understood that if he would act, if each person would tell himself or herself, if would I act, that would not appear, that would not happen. And I felt him, I understood him, because when you face such a situation, we should understand that if we act more, if we would build the creative society, that would not happen already. That would not happen. Just some time ago, if we make more efforts, that would not happen already. And I understood how much are we responsible, how it's important to inform people, because when the disaster comes to your home, to understand that you could change it, but you did not do it, it's such a pain. And in the last conference, Alina, one of our speakers, which she shared what resonated to me, that we are all responsible for what's happening to us now. And that's our pain, that we already lost the chance to save so many people But this is all of us. I mean, all of human in the world. That's our responsibility to save our lives and lives of all people. Those who agree with us, who are not agree, who understand what we are doing and don't understand. That's now in our hands. And it is now in our hands. We can do it now. Not to die in the future with the understanding that we could do it and didn't do. Now we can inform people. Now we can share with people joy. To share with them that we know the way out. Yes, we tell about this awful situation which is happening now in the world, but we share the light. We share the way out. We tell how we can save lives of us, of our children, of all people. How can we be ashamed to speak about life? How can we be afraid to tell that there is the way out? Can it be possible to be afraid to speak about love, about respect, about responsibility? Why such let's say same things? Each of us want to live in such society. Each one of us wants to be free, to be happy, not depend on how to earn some money. Each of us wants this. Then what stops us except of our own illusions? How people attitude to us? You understand that paying attention to these illusions will lose our life. Friends, let's come together to life and together build a creative society.
Thank you guys for such beautiful feedbacks. They also inspire to make a summary of everything of what we are doing now in our life, because every day we go through that problem that is very urgent. Today we are talking about climate, about our main enemy. But now Anna touched this topic, which is also was spoken about in detail at the forum, and about those guys who were the eyewitnesses in the 21st century, where people lose their families, their houses. Very awful things that people do to other people, but they cannot be called people. They are not people. They are not humans. But anyway, each of us know that these people exist, but it is possible to make that these people, that there are no such people anymore, because when here in this world when we are divided according to different indicators, there cannot be no creation in such society. We must understand that the creative society is not just an initiative of people, but something that is really can be built nowadays, because there is a basis of this creative society, and these are 8 foundations. And the first main foundation is that the highest value is a human life. If one human is valuable, then all humans are valuable, and all other foundations are based on this first foundation. And everything that is connected with this, with a human and with his existence on this planet, it is all related to all these 8 foundations. Just take away one foundation and all of them will stop working. It's a wholesome mechanism. And if we talk about the thing that we must build a creative society, there is a formula and there are stages. But today, in order to realize the next stage, a practical stage, we must inform all people today. And this is is the simplest thing that we can do. In each country, people demonstrate for something, for the solution of their problems, regardless of the topic, but they try to preserve their rights. For example, these people, these people, they try to stay for their rights, and they united for this. And we are talking that there are many examples of such thing when people stand up and announce their rights regardless of the topic. It's just a scheme. They really get it. So what is the most important of our opportunities, and why we can realize the creative format of the society? Because we still have our right to say our will, and we have the right to demand the society that we want to live in. That's why we can succeed, because if we inform each other, we can create such an opinion in the society that those who rule this world, for example, presidents, the heads of the states, they will hear that. They will have to realize the will of the majority. If in each country more than 50% of population will claim that they want to live in the creative society according to these 8 foundations, then that politician will appear who will have these 8 foundations in his program. That politician will appear who will speak about the implementations of these 8 foundations in the constitution of the country. And I will give an example which was also mentioned in the forum. It's the example of Kazakhstan, when people were heard. And what did they do? They were not afraid to address politicians and with their message, with their wish, and they expressed their opinion. We want to live in the creative society. We want that this demand is realized, this idea about the implementation of the creative society in all the spheres of life, and they were supported. And we don't stop, we move forward. So I appeal to each of us to stand up and go. Let's form that opinion that will be heard in one country and then in the whole world, and believe that this initiative will be taken very quickly. The information is spread instantly, especially if it regards our life. Let's take hands and realize what each of us dream about. Each of us want to be valued. And this is our responsibility. It was mentioned that there is no power in the creative society, that human life is the highest value. And now when we have our responsibility, we can speak and demand and build the creative society built on our opinion, on our social opinion. Only we can do it. And don't doubt that if we can do it or not, because in the constitution of any society, of any government, that the power belongs to people. So we can change the format of the society from this dead end to the creative one, to the highest, to the beautiful one, where happiness, love and joy and good relationships and friendship exist. There is no sorrow. Why? Because the human life is the highest value. Thank you.
Thank you, Almira. I totally agree with you. When I was watching the video about the houses and I saw the technologies that were shown there, guys, and these technologies we already have by being divided still. Now imagine what we would be capable of once we would unite and the science would work together for finding solutions that are needed. So, and we would unite only when people would create a demand for our representatives or so-called politicians. And for people to create demand, they need to know and be informed about that. So we are not informing just because we want or we have nothing else to do. We see that that's the only way how we can bring people on that level or on that wave that we have no other choice and we have to unite. We have to work together, and in that case, everything would be much easier, much simpler, because right now, in this format that we have, do you think that one country would spend all its resources just to help another country without thinking about itself? No, everybody would be first watching for themselves and only then maybe helping other. So it's really important to inform people about everything, because when you talk on the street to people, they say, oh, we already lived that. Really? If you would already live that, then we would have totally different society. It wouldn't look like now. So it's so thrilling to see that so many people already act, because we have no other choice. If we want to see our children and grandchildren grow up, we have to create a new format of society where all the resources would serve everybody. An argument that it's not possible, guys, it is possible. If you look how much money or resources are sort of wasted in gray economy. I think in the conference there was shown how much money were used in weapon and military industry. They already surpass for many times how much money we need to feed every person, to build houses for everyone, create hospitals for medical care, and give education to every single person on planet. So we already have the funds. We just need to say where we want them to be used, and not let few people to do it the way so that they make more and more money, and that they don't care about anybody else. And also, as Lisa said, yes, scientists should also unite, not only when the cameras are running, but truly unite and truly work for the society. So please, guys, unite. Come, join us. And it will be created very fast. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. I also would like to share that if currently you're watching these international discussions, but you haven't watched the forum, please invest your time into watching it. It is 11 hours of time, but once you start watching it, you will not be able to stop, because you even can watch it a couple of days in a row, but please, you need to watch this forum, because when you you will watch it, you will understand that you agree with each word of every speaker, and you will understand that this world needs to be changed, and we can do it. Actually, it's just that you don't know where to start, and you will say that you want to be a part of the creative society. You will say that you want to be a part of this movement, and it is very easy to become the participant. It is very simple. Just talk to your friends, talk to your acquaintances. Even if you tell it to one person, you already become a participant of the Creative Society project. You can share it in your social networks. You can record a video feedback and post it. You can repost the link to the forum in the social network that you use the most. You can discuss it with your friends, and you can share it and send it to all your acquaintances at the end. There are so many creative ways to share the information right now, so we cannot even imagine all these actions. Every action of these, they save hold of humanity, and there's nothing there is nothing easiest way to build the creative society, to build a society where we all will be happy. And of course, if you want to act even more, if you want to, contribute to society 100%, you can join the creativesociety.com website and press on the Join Us button. And the volunteers will contact you, the volunteers that you see right now on the screen, everyone who translates, gathers information, analyzes it, does the interviews with the scientists and so on. You can become a part of it. The more are such active participants, the faster we will be able to create the creative society, to build a creative society, to spread the information about it all over the world to all people just in 2 weeks, or even faster if we all want to do it, if we all will feel this necessity and desire to act. So please, friends, if you feel it, just join us, connect with us, and thank you so much to all the participants of this international discussion.
Comment, like how these global changes happening gradually, just step by step. And it's very easy to achieve when you understand this, that everything that even happened on our planet, even this consumerist format also started gradually. And it's really easy to spread this information. And because when you understand that no one will do it for you instead of you, there will be no politicians like officials who will spread this information via mass media or everything. Even if there will be some, it will be really great actually, because there are also people and there are also support. But first and foremost, it's our own responsibility. It's we, common people who really want to live in a peaceful world, and it's our responsibility to change this. And if you really understand the essence, and if you really just want to live in a peaceful world, just start. There is nothing easy as just like start doing something. Talk to your relatives, talk to your friends about it. Make, as Liz already said, this video, record it and put it in social network, because what can be more valuable as human life? What can be more valuable as a peaceful world without wars and without all this horror that we see currently? And just spreading of information is the first stage of building creative society, building this together. And really, we need just 2 weeks for that, if every one of us just start acting. Yes, so it's pretty easy to start. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for today's discussion. Many viewers, you might have also a question or a comment that, we already act. We do that. Fine, continue doing that. But in addition, you can also say few words to your friends when you meet at a cup of coffee or at a tea. don't discuss about what's bad and what you don't want. You can discuss what you want and what you really care for. We don't do this because we have a checklist and we go, oh, checked, checked, checked. No, we do it because we care. And we don't want to look into the eyes of our relatives and loved ones and tell them, hey guys, it's game over because we didn't care. This life is not a game. When here will be game over, there are no saves that we can return and replay. We will have no other, so to say, repair options once we fail. So please, if you feel the same way, and if you do care about the humanity and people and about our planet and life on it, come and join us. Every single hand is needed. And you can do it simply, as Lisa said, by informing your friends. Thank you. And I would also like to tell that tomorrow we will continue with our international discussions. So if you do like this, you can join and watch it, and then maybe you would join as well. Thank you very much.